Hello and welcome back. Today's tutorial is on how to write the chemical formula for ionic compounds. First thing to remember is that the ionic compounds formed are electrically neutral. This means their total charge should be neutral. Writing the chemical formulae of ionic compounds is based on the concept of valency. So let's begin. Here are a few examples. In the first example, we have lithium oxide. So we are going to write the formula for the element. So for lithium it is Li and the formula for oxygen is O. Oxide is the term given to the ionic form of oxygen. So next we are going to write the charge on lithium and its valency. So lithium has a +1 charge and oxygen has a -2 charge. If you have to write the valency now, lithium has got a valency of 1 and oxygen has 2. The next step is simply to cross multiply so that we get lithium 2 and oxygen 1. Now we are not going to write 1 here because it's understood that in the subscript if there is no number written it is 1. We have to avoid the mistake of writing 1 here because then the formula is completely wrong. So now let's write the formula for lithium oxide. It is Li2O. Similarly, let's take another example. We have potassium nitrite. Let's write the formula for potassium and nitrogen. Now let's write the formula for the ion. Potassium has a +1 charge and nitrite has a -3 charge. So if we list the valency, it is potassium having 1 and nitrite having 3. So let's cross multiply these. So we get K3 and N. So the chemical formula for potassium nitrite is K3N. Let's look at a few more examples. Now in this example, I would like to draw your attention to the compounds formed. Here we have aluminium chloride and here we have sodium chloride. Many students get confused as to how the formula for aluminium chloride is AlCl3, whereas for sodium chloride it is only NaCl, when both the compounds are having the chloride ion. So why chloride is 3 here in aluminium chloride and in sodium chloride it is having only 1. So let's see. Let's write first the formula for aluminium and chlorine. Next let's write the charge on it. Aluminium is +3 and chlorine is -1. If you are to list the valency now, it is 3 and 1. We will quickly cross multiply so that we get Al1Cl3. So that's how we get the formula for aluminium chloride, which is AlCl3. Let's take a look at sodium chloride now. Let's write the formula for sodium and chlorine. Now let's list the charge on them. We have sodium +1 and chlorine -1. If you have to list the valency, it is 1 for sodium, 1 for chlorine. So if you have to cross multiply, we get sodium 1 and chlorine 1. So this is how we get the formula for sodium chloride. The last example is on polyatomic ions. Now in polyatomic ions, in the last tutorial when we spoke about balancing equations, I had mentioned that the ions can be taken as one if they are written on both sides of the arrow, that is in the reactant as well as in the product. Now in the ions too, we need to take nitride as one single ion because it is one single ion. So let's list. Here we have sodium and we have nitrate. For calcium, we have Ca and hydroxide is OH. Now let us write the charge on it. So sodium is +1, nitrate is -1. So we will write the valency now. For sodium we have 1, for nitrate we have 1. If we cross multiply, we have Na, sodium 1 and nitrate 1. So the chemical formula for sodium nitrate is NaNO3. Similarly, let's look at calcium hydroxide. Calcium has +2 charge and hydroxide has -1 charge. So we write the valency. Calcium has 2, hydroxide has 1. If we are to cross multiply now, we will get calcium 1, hydroxide 2. Now we are writing hydroxide in the bracket because both oxygen and hydrogen are going to be multiplied by 2. So we have OH2. So this is how we write the chemical formulas for the ionic compounds. I hope it was helpful to you all, and if you all have found it useful, don't forget to like, subscribe and share, and please give a thumbs up in the comments below.